you know Ben way better than we do. What are the things that you think we should be looking at to learn more about him? And what do you think is going to be his biggest challenge going from being coordinator to the big whistle and head coach?
Yeah, well, man, it sounded like a baby Dan Campbell listening to some of those quotes that he said early in the show. I mean, I'm like, wow, is that Dan Campbell saying that? Because it's a lot of the things that we've been used to hearing with Dan Campbell. I think the one thing, man, wait till y'all going out to training camp. Wait till you see training camp. It's going to be it's going to be totally different. That's the first thing that you guys are going to notice, how he is, how intense training camp is, the enthusiasm around it. Watch the assistant coaches. Watch how they are. That's so you're going to automatically notice that. And then again with Ben, I'm telling you, oh my gosh, man, you're not going to appreciate it till the season starts and you get into it. But the creativity is going to be off the chain. I'm telling you, man, it was just mind-boggling, some of the things that he would think about doing. I mean, think about that. Jared with the fake fumble, and stuff. I mean, who does that? Who have your quarterback stumble like he's stumbling around and everything? But when we heard that initially, they said that Ben wanted Jared to actually fumble the ball. But they later talked him out of that. But think about some of the stuff he does. Like I say, with Penei Sewell throwing passes, going in motion, splitting him all the way out like he's a receiver. It's just so much that you guys are going to appreciate and really say wow to when this offense comes alive and Ben Johnson puts his fingerprint all over it.
Well, tell us more about this training camp that you're referring to, because it's a country club these days, Lomas, but, he's got Antwaan Randle with him, too. We're excited about that. That's his assistant head coach. So
absolutely. I'm telling you, that's the first thing you guys are going to notice. Watch the assistant coaches. Watch the enthusiasm. Watch the trash talking. Watch how they get up in there, because I'm quite sure y'all going to watch how they interact with the players. I'm telling you, it's going to be something different that if you've been out there, it's going to be something different to see, something different to witness. And then that's when you're going to get that feel of how you think that the 2025 Chicago Bears team is going to be all about. Enthusiasm, fighting for each other, that grit that we call it here in Detroit. You'll see it. You'll see it when you're out there. You'll see it.
Lomas, they drafted a kid named Luther Burden, a wide receiver, and he's been likened to Jameson Williams a bit, and that's a guy who needed some difficult coaching, and Luther Burden seems to need some difficult coaching. Did you see Ben and or Antwaan do some real work with Jameson Williams?
Absolutely. I mean, again, there's a couple of instances, especially with Antwaan, when Jameson did something boneheaded on the field. Oh, my goodness. I remember one episode where I forgot who we were playing this year, but Jameson did something bad on the field, and he was going back and forth with Randle L., and then you just see Randle L. point his finger at him, and you knew it was over with right then. Like Randle L. had enough of it and everything and stuff. So, yes, you'll see it. I'm telling you, man, when you'll just kind of feel it from the coaches, and they're going to all buy in. If Ben is anything how Dan was here, the whole coaching staff is going to buy in. Therefore, the coach is going to buy in. Therefore, the players, they're going to buy into it too.
You know what's weird, Lomas? I didn't think that Dan Campbell's style would work, and it's worked so well that he now has two of his coordinators are head coaches, like in the league.
I know.
So what do you think both of those guys, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, what do you hope they took from Dan Campbell?
I think the thing I hope they took from Dan Campbell is it's a certain way that you play this game. Don't forget of when we weren't that good. And I'm not good with the numbers, but the last game of the season, this probably was 3 years ago,
against the Packers, when
Yes.
you guys were eliminated a couple hours before kickoff, and they were still playing for a playoff spot.
Exactly right. And those guys had nothing to play for. And going into it was a night game. Remember, we thought we were going to get the earlier game, too. We ended up getting the primetime game, the night game. That's how we were thinking earlier in that week, got the primetime game. So they knew everything was over with. But them guys went out there and refused to let them guys go out there and lay down. And those guys refused to go out there and lay down. And it was a fight. It was a fight all the way to the end. And Kirby Joseph ended that fight with intercepting Aaron Rodgers, and we won that. And I'm telling you, ever since then, this team, this city, man, this organization has been on the upswing. And it's a certain way that you play Detroit Lion football now. It's a certain type of Detroit Lion player that can only play for the Detroit Lions here. And that's what I expect to see from the Jets. That's what I expect to see from the Chicago Bears. You're going to have to fit their mold. You're going to have to be a certain type of player to play for Ben Johnson, to play for Aaron Glenn, just like it is here under Dan Campbell.
Lomas, Ben Johnson said at his introductory press conference, I kind of like beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. He said that at a presser. The other day, Matt LaFleur said, they got a good coach now in Chicago, just ask him. So he took a little shot back and
I like it.
Don't you like it?
Man,
we love it.
Ben has added a little. I don't know if you guys into the seasoning, but that slap your mama, that seasoning. Hey, Ben don't added a little slap your mama right back here in Detroit. Ben don't add a few things that don't add a little spice back here in the Motor City. So we can't wait to face Ben, too. So I'm telling you, the NFC North, it came back last year. It's going to come back with a boom this year. I'm telling you, man. And you know what the thing that I'm nervous about for both of our teams, for us and them, I'm just hoping. And he may not be the same, but I just hope Aaron Rodgers doesn't go to Minnesota.
Oh, he would just drag them down.
He doesn't go there because if he got anything in the gas tank,
he doesn't.
He takes them to a whole nother level.
Lomas, I've been trying to warn my partner that I don't think the Aaron Rodgers to Vikings thing is over with.
No, it's not. Until he signs. Even if he retires, I'm still nervous. Until he signs from another team, I'm telling you, that's the only thing that scares me right now in this division is Aaron Rodgers going to the Minnesota Vikings.
We found the place where we can bond. We've all been scarred by Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about where he hurt us on the football field.
No, it's true. It is. Speaking of quarterbacks, Lomas, since you got a chance to see Caleb Williams a little bit last year and see some of the things that he can do you think it'll be easy for him to learn some of the stuff that Jared Goff was able to learn under Ben Johnson?
I tell you what, it's going to be a hard thing to do as far as that. Let me take that back. I know he's going to get some hard coaching. I know that. I know I've seen Ben in action. From the outside looking in. Okay, so I'm from the outside looking in, so I can't say I've seen them within the walls. But from the outside looking in, Caleb's going to get some hard coaching. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's going to be how he handles it. He's going to have to handle it. It's still going to be some ups and downs throughout the season, as we all know. Even if you're a veteran, you're going to have ups and downs. But he's going to have to handle the hard coaching, and he's going to have to be able to soak it in and know that it's just coaching. He's just being coached. It's just a different way of being coached, and that's what he's just going to have to handle. To me, he has the talent. He has all the talent in the world, and he just has to get confidence in his offensive line. That was one of the biggest things I noticed last year. He wasn't confident in his offensive line because the minute he goes back and drops on his back foot, his feet were moving. His feet were hardly ever set. And anytime you got a quarterback where his feet is always moving back there in the pocket like that, a lot of times he's not confident in his offensive line and his protection in front of him. So I think with you guys adding Jonah Jackson and the other guy, I think that's going to go a long ways towards helping them, because y'all did a nice job in the middle of that offensive line, shoring it up, and we know that's where quarterbacks don't like pressure coming from.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Drew Dahlman in the center and Joe Thuney on the left and Jonah Jackson, and they made that an immediate priority. So they saw what you saw about those feet not staying stable at the back of his drop. What clicked for Jared Goff when he started playing this way? You've been there a long time, man, and Goff was pretty broken when he got there, and it wasn't real good for a while. And there's all sorts of stories, but from your perspective, what was there a light bulb, or what started happening?
I think for me, I just think it's Jared's confidence in the guys up front, and that may sound simple. And like I say, you guys have done a great job of doing that. But again, think about Jared. Jared is more of a stationary guy. So you know where Jared is. They know when the defense wants to hunt Jared Goff, they know where he's going to be at and everything. So Jared relies a lot more on that protection. And I think that's where Jared is in his comfort zone. I think Jared, when he has the time to scan the field, and he knows the offense so well. I mean, it was like he was like a co-coordinator out there for Ben Johnson. So he knew every aspect, especially going into this year. He was making check downs. He knew every aspect of that offense, and there wasn't hardly a play when he wouldn't come up there and adjust that offense in some type of way, shape, or form. You know, he would adjust the offense almost every play. So I know him being confident in the playbook and his ability to change plays and do what he needed to do. But I also think he gained a lot of confidence when he got to L.A., being able to come behind a very good offensive line. And I think it may sound simple, but I'm telling you, you'll see a world of difference in Caleb because of those guys up front.
All right, incredible stuff from Lomas Brown about the Lions and Ben Johnson and the Bears. Here's the main reason we called, though. Lawrence and I went to a great place called Sweet Mandy B's the other day. I had an item, and so did Lawrence. We wonder which one you would have enjoyed. I had a banana caramel cake, which was with some custard.
And I had a giant sea salt caramel brownie.
Which one for you, Lomas?
So I would have went with the caramel cake, only because the brownie, after a while, it gets stuck in the teeth, especially with the sea salt. You had the sea salt on there, you know, it gets a little stuck in the big fella's teeth, you know, with the brownie. So I probably would have went with the caramel cake.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been disappointed, man.
No, you would not have. And you're right.
But to be honest with you, you probably could have put both of them there, and I would have finished off both. So
See?
that might have been my honest answer right there.
Lomas, this is why you're our guy, man, because that's the right answer.
It's the truth.
For sure. Sir, this was a pleasure.